We're here with Dr. Pierre Corey, and this appeared in the Telegraph, but this has appeared in a lot of places. Pfizer accused of bringing discredit on pharmaceutical industry after COVID social media posts. Now, this is from April 6th, right? So this is recent. This isn't the first time this has happened. This is coming out of the UK. The UK has some kind of board that keeps saying bad things about Pfizer. Pfizer has been accused by the UK's pharmaceutical watchdog of bringing discredit on the industry after senior executives used social media to promote an unlicensed COVID vaccine. The company has been found to have breached the regulatory... Oh, is there anything for this? Is there anything for this? Okay. The company has been found to have breached the regulatory code 5 times, which also includes making misleading claims, failing to maintain high standards, and promoting unlicensed medicines. A ruling by the pharmaceutical watchdog, the Prescription Medicines Code of Practice Authority, or the PMCPA, relates to a complaint about a message posted on Twitter in November of 2020 by senior Pfizer employees. The complaint raised concern about Pfizer's, quote, misuse of social media to misleadingly and illegally promote their COVID vaccine. That's according to this ruling from this body, this Prescription Medicines Code of Practice Authority over in the UK. They claim that such misbehavior, I like how they put the extra U at the end, this misbehavior on social media was even more widespread than they had thought and extended right to the top of their UK operation. The complaint centered on a social media post on Twitter by Dr. Berkeley Phillips, the medical director of Pfizer UK. He shared a post from an employee of Pfizer in the United States. And what did it say? It said, our vaccine candidate is 95% effective in preventing COVID-19. Not treating it, preventing it. And it's 94% effective in people over 65 years old. We will file all our data with the health authorities within days. Thank you to every volunteer in our trial and to all who are tirelessly fighting a pandemic. Well, that's what they found to be complete bullshit, and that's what's been repeated and thrown back in my face. 4 other Pfizer employees, including one senior colleague, published the same message. The PMCPA ruling noted that this message contained limited information about the vaccine's efficacy, no safety information, and no reference to adverse events. It went on to say that the social media post resulted in an unlicensed medicine being proactively disseminated on Twitter to health professions and members of the public in the UK. Let's remember that was an emergency use authorization. A Pfizer UK spokesman said that the company fully recognizes and accepts the issues highlighted by the PMC, and it's deeply sorry. Oh,
sorry, Jimmy.
They're deeply. Oh, did we mislead you? We're so, my gosh, golly gee willikers. We'll never do that again. They said Pfizer UK has a comprehensive policy on personal use of social media in relation to Pfizer's business, which prohibits colleagues from interacting with any social media related to Pfizer's medicines and vaccines, backed by staff briefings and training. Well, I get they don't do a good job on those staffings and trainings, or they all just forgot about it. The personal use of social media by UK pharmaceutical industry employees in relation to company business is a challenging area for pharmaceutical companies in which we continue to take all of the appropriate steps, oh my God, that are reasonably expected. No, you're not. As part of their response to the ruling, Pfizer said it had launched a review into its employees' use of social media and to ensure compliance. Okay. It is the 6th time that Pfizer has been reprimanded by the regulator over its promotion of COVID-19 vaccine. The 6th.
But Jimmy,
ahead,
they're
doctor.
sorry. They're sorry.
They are.
They keep doing, but they're sorry. This time they're sorry. Here's the thing, Jimmy. I'm going to try to play comedian here for a second, but sure. I'm picturing me being like a high level Pfizer employee, I literally that tweet that they got in trouble for, that's literally a PR release, right? That's literally public relations promotion of the vaccines. And let's say I did it on my social media, and their compliance officer comes into my office the next day and says, Mr. Corey, you really can't be doing that on social media. You're in violation of our internal code of conduct. You can't promote unlicensed products. And if you do it again, you're going to be in trouble. And then he leaves. And what's on my desk? Like a fat envelope of cash? Is that how it works?
Please stop doing this. Here's some more money.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate that you're doing this. Stop it. Here's the keys to my Rolls Royce, and use the company yacht if you'd like to think this over.
Yes.
Okay. 6th time. But unfortunately, I don't think this body that's sanctioning or saying that they don't have really any power to fine them or anything. One ruling by the Watchdog from November 2022 found that Pfizer's chief executive made misleading statements about children's vaccines. We've covered this. Following a complaint from the campaign group Us for Them, the PMCPA found that Pfizer had misled the public, made unsubstantiated claims, and failed to present information in a balanced way. That was about telling kids about how great the COVID vaccine was for children. 3 of the other Pfizer cases related to LinkedIn posts. One was about claims made in a press release, and one about a post on Twitter. For the most recent series of breaches, Pfizer was charged administrative costs £34,000. That's what they were. But
this article is so hilarious. Literally, you're talking about Pfizer, which has paid so many billions of dollars in fines. This is their 6th infraction, and this to them is literally, I don't know, maybe like a dime to me. Maybe less than a dime.
It's like a nickel. Yeah. So Ben Kingsley, one of my favorite actors, and he's also the head of the legal affairs at Us for Them. He said it's astonishing how many times Pfizer senior executives have been found guilty of serious regulatory offenses. But remember, if you question them, you're an anti-vaxxer. Just remember that. It's astonishing how many times Pfizer senior executives have been found guilty of serious regulatory offenses, in this case, including the most serious offense of all under the UK Code of Practice. Yet the consequences for Pfizer and the individuals concerned continue to be derisory. I'm going to guess that means nothing. The hopeless system of regulation for a multi-billion-dollar life and death industry has become a sham in dire need of reform. Dr. Phillips, the UK country medical director for Pfizer, said the social media post was accidental and unintentional. We just keep goofing. That said, we immediately accepted the case ruling, and we do everything we can. I don't even want to frickin' read that anymore. David Watson of the Association for the British Pharmaceutical Industry said that the code of practice, which is overseen by the PMCPA, sets high standards for companies that reflect and go beyond the UK law. He added that cases that are found to have brought discredit on the industry are advertised in the medical, pharmaceutical, and nursing press. Really? Okay. So there you go. And again, if you had any questions of any of those things, it's the people who are in charge of regulating them are saying it's astonishing how many times these people are violating their code of conduct at the highest level. And yet you are a kook. I get my Wikipedia page calls me a conspiracy theorist, and but none of their Wikipedia pages are going to say that. Let me bring in Dr. Corey. What would you have to say about this latest and the 6th time that Pfizer have been caught lying about their medicines and vaccines?
I mean, as someone who during COVID has studied the history of criminality, I mean, they literally are a criminal industry. I mean, that has absolutely been documented. I mean, they have let people die to such incredible extents. I mean, the whole, what was it? The Vioxx disaster, right? So you had a company that knew that it was causing heart attacks and people were dying. The estimates were in the 5 years that they kind of hid this data, something like 55,000 people were estimated to have died. I think in one of the court cases, like one of the experts, they said this really powerful thing. He says, it would be like 4 jumbo jetliners crashing every week for 5 years. When you think about that, the tragic toll, and these guys covered up, they're not the only ones. Every single one has paid billions. Every single major pharmaceutical company has done that. And then when you read books by former executives, the Pfizer whistleblower, I mean, he literally likens them to criminal syndicates. Literally, they're getting little slaps on the wrist for promoting illegally experimental projects on social media by executives. And they do it over and over and over again, 6 times throughout the pandemic. And you got 34,000 pound fine. It's nothing. I mean, they operate with impunity and depravity.
Come see us on tour. We're going to be in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, Cortland, New York, Oakmont, Pennsylvania, El Paso, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, Vancouver, British Columbia. First show sold out. Denver, Colorado, Ashland, Virginia, Athens, Georgia, and Minneapolis. We're coming back to Minneapolis. If you couldn't get tickets last time, there'll be some available this time. We're doing 2 shows. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all those tickets.